King Acrisius ruled over Argos, a powerful city in ancient Greece. He was a proud and mighty king, but his heart was troubled. An oracle, a wise seer, had delivered a chilling prophecy. Acrisius would one day be killed by his own grandson. This prophecy cast a dark shadow over Acrisius's reign. Fear gnawed at his heart, and he became obsessed with preventing the prophecy from coming true. Acrisius had a beautiful daughter named Danae. She was known far and wide for her beauty and grace, admired by many in the kingdom. She was his only child, the apple of his eye. Acrisius cherished Danae deeply, and she was the light of his life, bringing him joy and pride. But the prophecy had filled Acrisius with a terrible dread. The oracle had foretold that Danae's son would one day bring about his downfall, a fate he could not accept. He feared that Danae would bear a son who would one day fulfill the oracle's words. The thought of losing his throne and life to his own grandson haunted him day and night. Driven by fear and desperation, Acrisius decided to take drastic measures to protect himself. He knew he had to act swiftly to prevent the prophecy from coming true. Acrisius ordered the construction of an underground chamber, a bronze prison built beneath his palace. This was no ordinary chamber. It was designed to be impenetrable and escape-proof. This chamber was to be Danae's prison, a place where she would be isolated from the world and prevented from ever having children. She would be cut off from all human contact, a prisoner of her father's fear. Acrisius believed that by imprisoning Danae, he could cheat fate and escape the prophecy's doom. He felt a sense of relief, convinced that he had outsmarted the gods and secured his future. Unbeknownst to Acrisius, his actions had attracted the attention of the gods. Zeus, the king of the Olympian gods, had been watching Danae. He was captivated by her beauty and took pity on her plight. Zeus decided to intervene, to thwart Acrisius's cruel plan and fulfill destiny's grand design. One night, as Danae languished in her bronze prison, Zeus descended from Mount Olympus. He transformed himself into a shower of golden rain, a shimmering cascade that poured through the chamber's roof. Danae was astonished by this divine spectacle. She reached out to touch the golden rain, and in that moment, Zeus impregnated her. Time passed, and Danae gave birth to a son. She named him Perseus. The birth of Perseus brought a glimmer of hope and joy to Danae's life, a beacon of light in her otherwise dark and uncertain world. Acrisius was furious when he discovered the child's existence. His anger knew no bounds, for he had gone to great lengths to prevent this very outcome. He had failed to outmaneuver the gods. The prophecy that he had tried so hard to escape was now closer to becoming a reality. His fear and paranoia intensified, driving him to commit another heartless act. Acrisius could not bear the thought of the prophecy coming true, and his desperation led him to a cruel decision. Acrisius ordered Danae and the infant Perseus to be placed in a wooden chest. The chest was sturdy, yet it was a prison for the innocent mother and her newborn child. He had the chest sealed tight, trapping his daughter and grandson inside. The air inside was stifling, and the darkness was absolute. The chest was then taken to the sea and cast adrift, left to the mercy of the waves and the whims of fate. The ocean was vast and unforgiving, a perilous expanse that held no promise of safety. Acrisius hoped that the sea would swallow them whole, ridding him of his fear and ensuring his own survival. He believed that by casting them away, he could finally escape the shadow of the prophecy that haunted him. The chest bobbed precariously on the vast expanse of the sea, tossed about by the relentless and unforgiving waves. Inside, Danae clung tightly to her son, praying for a miracle. Days turned into nights as they drifted aimlessly, their fate uncertain and unknown. But the gods had not abandoned them in their time of need. Their prayers were answered when the chest washed ashore on the island of Seriphos. Dictys, A kind-hearted fisherman discovered the chest and carefully opened it. He was astonished to find Danae and her son Perseus alive. Dictys took pity on them and promised to protect them from harm. He welcomed them into his humble home, providing them with food, shelter, and kindness. Perseus grew up on Seriphos, raised by his mother and Dictys. He was a bright and curious child, full of energy and a thirst for adventure. Dictys taught him the ways of the sea, how to fish and navigate the treacherous waters. Danae instilled in him the values of courage, kindness, and respect. Life on Seriphos was simple but happy. Perseus was oblivious to his true parentage and the prophecy that surrounded him. He spent his days playing on the beach, swimming in the crystal-clear waters, and listening to Dictys's tales of the sea. But destiny, like the tides, had a way of shifting and changing course. As Perseus grew older, he began to exhibit extraordinary strength and agility. He was fearless in the face of danger, always eager to prove himself. Whispers of his unusual abilities reached the ears of Polydectes, the king of Seriphos. Polydectes was a cruel and ambitious ruler, and he saw an opportunity to exploit Perseus's strength for his own gain. Polydectes desired Danae, but she rejected his advances, fearing for her son's safety. In a cunning ploy to rid himself of Perseus, Polydectes challenged him to an impossible task. He demanded that Perseus bring him the head of Medusa, a fearsome gorgon whose gaze could turn men to stone. Unbeknownst to Perseus, this seemingly impossible quest was but the first step in a journey ordained by fate. The path ahead was fraught with peril, and each challenge he faced would test his resolve and strength. Yet Perseus remained undeterred, driven by a sense of duty and a desire to prove himself worthy of the gods' favor. The prophecy uttered so long ago was beginning to unfurl, its threads weaving a tapestry of destiny that would forever alter Perseus's life. The words of the oracle echoed in his mind, a constant reminder of the great expectations placed upon him. Every step he took, every decision he made, was a thread in the grand design of fate. The gods, watching from Mount Olympus, knew that Perseus was destined for greatness. They observed his every move, their divine presence a silent guide on his journey. Zeus, the king of the gods, had a particular interest in Perseus, for he saw in him the potential to change the course of history. Armed with courage, determination, and the love of his mother, Perseus set sail on his perilous quest. His mother's words of encouragement echoed in his heart, giving him the strength to face the unknown. The sea was vast and treacherous, but Perseus's resolve was unwavering. He would face countless dangers and overcome insurmountable odds, his name forever etched in the annals of Greek mythology as one of the greatest heroes of all time. From battling fearsome creatures to outsmarting cunning foes, Perseus's journey was a testament to his bravery and ingenuity. Each victory brought him closer to fulfilling the prophecy. His story, a testament to the power of fate, courage, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Perseus's legacy would inspire generations to come, a shining example of what one can achieve when guided by destiny and driven by an unyielding spirit. His tale would be told and retold, a beacon of hope and heroism in the annals of history. And so, the tale of Perseus, the hero born of a god, raised in obscurity and destined for greatness, has only just begun. His journey is far from over, fraught with danger, adventure, and divine intervention. How will he overcome the deadly Medusa? What other trials await him on his path to fulfill his destiny? The story will continue in future videos. Please stay tuned.